We have to adapt to the changes that are occurring and the kind of enemy we're now fighting around the world.
Transformation is not optional. Transformation is an imperative, and that's why we're getting on with it.
Transformation is really a whole attitude.
This is about versatility.
There's no other army in the world that could do what we've done in transformation.
It's kind of exciting.
It's intense here.
It makes a lot of sense.
It's great.
There's no intent to ever have a fair fight again.
The mission of the Army has changed.
The first battles of all of the wars we have fought have seen tremendous price and human loss because of our lack of preparedness for that war.
We got hot spots all over the place, and we just have to be ready to fill those hot spots or go to those hot spots at a moment's notice.
The heavy force is a magnificent warfighting force. It is not versatile or agile enough to meet all the missions that we're asked to perform today, or that I see that we'll be asked to perform in the next 25 years. The light force, the best light infantry in the world. We can get them to all the places that we're asked to go, but if it goes hot, they lack the lethality and the survivability that our heavy forces have, and frankly, we need to do something about that.
Our country needs to understand that the world is changing. The threat to U.S. national sovereignty, the threat to the things that we consider important in countries has changed dramatically.
We're not fighting a linear battle anymore. We're fighting a thinking enemy who's adaptable and very flexible. We have to change with the environment.
What's going on at Fort Lewis is something that's never been attempted before. We're blessed here with the McCord Air Force Base, which is a strategic deployment platform.
The best part of the Stryker Brigade is we can get there by air, land, or sea, and when we do get there, we've still got the lethality, and in fact, we've got the assets to fight and win when we do get there.
What we see ourselves is there's either the Rangers or the 82nd or another forced entry capability goes in, provides a relative amount of security, and we become an early entry force, and we flow in directly behind them.
The Stryker Brigades fulfills a capability that quite frankly, the Army did not have.
When you look at between our light forces now, our Stryker Brigade forces, and our heavy forces, it's insane for anybody to fight against us.
Every world war, every war has identified the gap. This country has paid for that, mostly in the blood of its soldiers. We've identified the need, and that is based on lessons that go back to Desert Storm, they go back to Kosovo, they go back to Bosnia, and we've identified a gap in our force structure.
We don't want a fair fight. We want a huge advantage, and Stryker Brigades give us a huge advantage in situations around the world.
What that gives this country is the capability of a combat-capable force that is self-contained, that is self-supportive, that is deployable, that is lethal, that is agile, and it puts it into a theater in a very, very quick time.
In the Stryker Brigade, the great thing is we live, fight, and train together every day in combined arms, and more so than the Army's ever done. We work, train, and fight together every day, and so you can't help but become a well-oiled machine and be effective in the future.
I can do whatever mission I need to do because of what I have.
You can run, but you can't hide from us.
I think it's kind of special to be in this brigade because it's making history as we go.
We're not the rest of the Army. We're what the rest of the Army is going to become.
When you look at the difference between Vietnam and Desert Storm, I mean, we went to two completely different environments, and the Army's designed to do that. We can deploy into any terrain at any given time and do the job successfully.
If you have the situational awareness, it makes us a much more viable fighting force to move, react, and destroy the enemy or complete the mission in a much more precise manner.
Should have them down there already.
We have a degree of situational awareness that's almost unheard of in combat before now.
The communication piece is critical.
Was that a go?
Because you are isolated by the terrain.
Make your move.
And it's very important that each soldier understand the fight. In open terrain, like in a desert, you can see your buddy up to 2 clicks away, 3 clicks away. You can see the enemy, you know exactly where you're going. Urban environment, you could be behind that tree, 10 feet away, and I can't see you.
We have thermal technologies we didn't have before. Thermal technologies on our vehicle that was not organic to light units before.
We have this multi-dimensional reconnaissance, which allows digital feed from unmanned aerial platforms.
The unmanned aerial vehicles, at squad level, I can now have access through a tactical internet of a picture of an objective that could be 10 miles away and respond to it and show that picture to my man.
On top of that, you add an array of sensors in the sense of ground surveillance radar, where you know if a patrol goes by, I can tell you what time, how many people, where they are.
Now we can sit back, gain the intelligence, gain the situational awareness, know where the enemy is, know where we are, and then maneuver on the enemy and make contact at a time and place of our choosing.
We pick the time, we pick the place.
We're able to move faster, we're able to go further, we're able to fight harder and sustain longer.
One of the key components of this brigade is that we have reach-back capability for higher level intelligence. We don't have to bring intel units into the field with us.
These information tools put the right asset at the right time in the right place against the right threat.
With the information technology, I can formulate fire missions using something very similar to a mouse to point, click, send my request, and it simplifies our command and control. One of the major goals of the Army is not just to go to war and win, but to be so good that we don't have to go to war.
The soldiers are excited about the Striker Brigade. You talk to any soldier or any leader in those organizations, they believe in it.
You can never underestimate the value of the infantryman in this organization because he's got to fight.
We have the greatest soldiers in the world.
Soldiering is soldiering. The basic soldiering will never change.
A 12-mile road march is still a 12-mile road march.
The soldiers are the absolute foundation of everything we do.
It's not about equipment. A man on the ground is what's going to hold the ground.
People are not in the Army, they are the Army.
You're not going to get at an agile training mindset, an agile leader, unless you get them out of their comfort zone and have them step up and take charge 1, 2, 3 levels higher.
We have to develop leaders from within. You don't train them at Intel. You don't train them at Cisco and then bring them into your organization. You train them within. We grow our own.
The leadership traits that are going to enable you to empower junior leaders to fight and win without someone looking over their shoulder.
We conduct a lot of leadership professional development from team leaders to squad leaders on up.
Right now what we're doing, we're rewriting the whole book. Right now we're making new battle tasks, new standard operating procedures.
American soldiers are obviously the best soldiers in the world, and there's nothing that I've ever asked them to do that they haven't been able to exceed my expectations, and this is a good example. We've given them another way to fight, and they've embraced both the doctrine and the new equipment. Not only do they take the technology and figure out how to use it, in most cases they figure out how to make it better.
We'll be ready to go anywhere.
We're growing smart leaders here.
The soldiers are excited about transformation. You know, they can feel that they're making history here, and they know that they're going to make a huge difference for the interim force and the objective force. And as you see them get the equipment, it's really it just does your heart good as a leader to see these guys grab it, take it and run with it, and think of 50 different things that nobody thought of, and make it even better.
I couldn't be more excited to be at the cutting edge of the technology and right in the forefront of everything that's going on right now.
We're proud of the fact that Fort Lewis has these first 2 Striker Brigades, and we're setting the standard.
I'm ready to go.
You cannot look back on it and not be proud.
I can't think of any better place to be than Fort Lewis, involved in transformation.
I love being a soldier.
I would not want to be anywhere else.
I'm ready for it.
Bring it on.
I fought to come here.
The Army's transformation is right here at Fort Lewis.